So today we're going to be talking about how to take the words of a problem and turn them into an expression. In your math notebook table of contents, you need to write written expressions, and this is day 81, and this is 50A2. Okay, so here I have add, which is a keyword to me. I'm going to circle the product, I'm going to circle, of 4 and 6 by 9. Now that could be a little confusing. I know when I see add, I think addition. I know when I see product, I think multiplication. So I'm going to put a multiplication sign there. Okay, so it wants me to add the product of 4 and 6. Product of 4 and 6. That means 4 times 6. The product of 4 and 6 would mean 4 times 6. And I'm supposed to add that by 9. So that means I need to add 9 to that. Okay? So this expression, and an expression is just the same thing as an equation, but without the equal sign and without saying what it equals. So I have 4 times 6 plus 9. Okay? Let's look at the next one. I have multiply. So there's the keyword. There's a multiplication symbol. The difference is a keyword, of 12 and 13 by 2. So difference of 12, excuse me, not 12 and 13, 12 and 3. So difference of 12 and 3, that means 12. Difference means subtraction. So 12 minus 3. And then I'm supposed to multiply that by 2. Well, if I put a multiplication sign right here and say times 2 on the end, then I would have to do 3 times 2 first. But what I'm supposed to find is this difference first. So what can I do to make this be the first thing that a person has to solve? I can put parentheses around it. Okay, so I should put parentheses right there to make sure that it's going to go in the correct order. Now, the reason I didn't put parentheses here is because multiplication was first, and that is the first thing they wanted me to do when I looked at my words. Okay, if I go to the next problem, it says double the quotient of 36 and 6. So double means I'm going to multiply times 2. Quotient means division. Okay, so I'm going to box out quotient of 36 and 6. So 36 and 6, if I think quotient, that's 36 divided by 6, because it wants me to find the quotient with those two, and quotient means division. So 36 divided by 6 times 2, because I need to double this answer once I get it. Now, I don't need to put parentheses here because I think PEMDAS, I do multiplication or division, whichever one comes first, left or right. And since division comes first, then I would find this quotient first and then multiply it by 2. Next thing I would do, let's look at this next problem. Add, so that means addition, the product, which means multiplication, of 3 and 5 by 4, and then subtract by 2. Okay, so product of 3 and 5. So that's my first start. I'm going to multiply 3 times 5, and it wants me to add 4 to that, because add by 4. Okay, then this next part is separate. It says, and then subtract by 2. So after I've done all that, it wants me to subtract 2. So what do I have to do? I have to decide to put this in parentheses. Now that means I'm still going to multiply 3 times 5. And then once I get that product, I will add 4. And at the end of all that, I will subtract 2. Okay? Let's look at this next page with some different practice problems. Okay? One key thing I need to know is that sum equals addition, difference equals subtraction, quotient equals division, and product equals multiply or multiplication. Okay, so those key words are going to tell me what operation I need to use. Number 1 says add 5 and 10 and multiply by 3. So if I add 5 plus 10 and then multiply by 3, right now it would be 10 times 3 first, but if I put 5 plus 10 in parentheses, then that makes that part first. Okay? Now, Number 3 says, subtract 9 from 17 and double the result. So subtract 9 from 17. I can't do 9 minus 17, but I can take 9 away from 17, which would mean 17 minus 9. And then I would double the result. So I would have to put that in parentheses and then multiply by 2, because double the result means multiply by 2. I want you to try either number 2 or number 4. Okay, you can pause the video and try number 2 or number 4. Underline or circle your keywords here. Now, down here it wants me to write the steps to evaluate the following expressions. Do not evaluate the expression. That means don't solve, okay? Evaluate is the same thing as solve. So that means I'm going to write out in words what this would be when I look at it if I were to try to write it in words. So 3 times 2 minus 3. So I could put multiply 3 by 2 and subtract 3. Okay. Now, if I look at number 3, 30 minus 15 divided by 3. I could say find the difference of 30 and 15, then divide by 30. Difference would mean subtraction there. 30 and 15 would be there. And then divide by 3 would mean I have to put that in parentheses first. Okay? Now I want you to try one of these. You can pause the video and try one of those. If you can show me that you've tried one of these up here and you've tried one of these down here, then you may have 5 tickets tomorrow.